Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly a senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. It is loud in here. There is an air unit up on our walls there that occasionally turns on. Mine's on. I have my fan in the background on because I will be far too uncomfortable and hot without it. So my apologies for the noise. This one's usually pretty quiet. That one is loud to me. But thumbs up and welcome to a brand new, great new day. And just real quick, because I always put this at the end, if you could check out my GoFundMe down in the description. I'm trying to get a computer that will play games, record games, and edit video. So if you could donate, that would be awesome. If you can't, don't feel bad, and if you don't want to, again, don't even look. But if you can, that would be awesome. Thumbs up and thank you. There are a few things I want to talk about. One of them is I just finished playing a game of Dungeons, Dice, and Danger. I had to look because the lid is over there and I'd forgotten what the name was. These are the games that have the pad with the dungeon on them. I know I did it wrong, but I marked in all that I could, and I ended up using up all of my life points. You have to use up all of your dice combinations. You roll 4 dice, you make 2 combinations out of the 4, and then you have to use those. And if you can't, you lose a life point. Well, eventually, because you cross off a lot of spots, you start running out of spaces to cross out. So you start taking damage if you don't have some of the perks. But I wiped out a few of the monsters. I got mostly these things over here on the side. See, they have these little critters down here at the bottom. They have all dark numbers on them. But these ones up here, like he has all white numbers. These are, you can use these numbers immediately. If you have any square next to them crossed out and you roll any of these 2 numbers, you can do damage to them. With these ones, you have to be next to them. You have to fill out one of these gray boxes. And if you fill out the gray box, you mark in the number. And then you can use that number to do damage. Until then, you can't hurt them. So it becomes a little strategic thing. I took out a couple of the monsters, but I reached the point where I could not use the dice combos. And you have to take them as damage. And when you get all the way to the bottom, then you're dead. Oh well. But it was fun. It took a lot longer to play than I thought it would. I thought it'd take like 20 minutes. It took almost an hour. But that was because it's the first time I played it and I leafed through the book a lot. Yay. But it's fun. It's entertaining. If you look it up on Amazon, Dungeons, Dice, and Danger, it's entertaining. You have to like dice rolling games where the dice are the primary thing, not just as, oh, there's the number I can move on the board, but you have to work with them and figure out and make combinations out of them. So it's pretty intense. Now, the thing that I do like about these dice that come with it, they're made out of wood. They feel different because they're made out of wood. They're light. I mean, plastic is light, but has a different feel. These, when they go rolling, have a different feel to them. It's cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Past that, because of my heel and the bottom of my foot, I ain't been doing much, but I've been trying to do more. Last night, because yesterday morning, I had walked to Walmart and back. Because I don't like physical inactivity, well, I mean, I do. I like sitting and playing computer games as much as the next person that likes to sit and play computer games. But I have been going out and doing a lot more physical activity in the past, like 5-10 years, ever since my wife died. So if I can't go out and do physical activity, just walking, I feel bad. Physically and mentally bad. So yesterday, I went and limped to Walmart and back. And then yesterday night, I limped to Walmart and back. Did pretty good. Today, I didn't just walk to Walmart. I did the semi-normal just about 3 point some odd mile walk. It took time because I'm still limping. I can't walk normally on that foot because I got a reason to limp, so I'm still limping. But if I limp, it throws off my whole gait, and then my leg hurts, and my back hurts, and my hips hurt. So it's a struggle that way. But I went and walked it slowly and made it. And it feels not that bad. Not good, but not that bad. So definitely a thumbs up on that. Will I be going later on tonight? Well, yeah, it's only 2:30 now, and I'm already feeling antsy. So, yeah. Somebody sent me a text. So I'll be going off later. Well, I'll be going off later, Walkies tonight. No, I'll be going Walkies later on again tonight. It's just one of those things that has to be done. Yay! Now, I have been working some on the creative stuff, but this is more of the introduction material on some characters. Because I had mentioned, well, I had played some of the game 4 Against Darkness using some characters, and I have worked on further with those characters. Since 2 of them, one of them was named Connor, and he is a young Goyen that came from Stilden up in near the each of the city-states has the zone of influence around them. Now, they don't have walls because they didn't protect from armies. It was gathering together in protection from the environment and wild animals and stuff. So each different city-state is a individual political entity, but they're not a nation. They don't look upon their continent as a nation. Each city is its own individual city and political entity, but they're not at odds with each other. They just don't consider themselves to be a nation of a nation. They don't put a big old name to it. Each individual city is its own political object. And so the one that young Connor comes from is Thalane. And this is the largest port for the area in 500 kilometers each direction on that coast of Landlua, and it's one of the major ports that the West Adania Merchant Group goes out and about and doing stuff, especially going over to Carthcock. Now, young Connor, after he had some run-ins with stuff, a bit of a pest called a cough, and then a young bandit, he discovered that regular life is just black and white and like living in cotton. You can't feel anything. It's all gray and dull. But when he had to fight for his life, when everything was at risk, flip of a coin, life or death, the world was in color and it felt right and real. So he signed up and emigrated over to Carthcock. Now, over in Carthcock, you have the young hob, whose name is, try to remember, I have so much issues with things, it's Danthril. D-A-N-T-H-R-I-L, which is the English spelling, but it's Danthril, and Connor. Now, young Danthril is a young hob, and comes from a place further west. I had thought of a name, but of course forgot of it because I was out on Walkies. Life was dull there. Moved east to the port settlement of Tuathic. This is the port that the West Adania Merchant Group comes from and drops people off when they come over from Thalane. Young Connor ends up in Tuathic. In Tuathic, he just discovers that life is basically like over in Thalane, except more dangerous. It's not more exciting, it's just more dangerous. And while that's fine, he wants a little bit more and ends up signing up with the West Adania Merchant Group to go down to the settlement of Nagrat, far about 1,500 kilometers south in the Ogranic Forest. Earlier, young Danthril had also, because while they too wanted excitement, they were finding Tuathic roughly the same as Connor would. It's not really more exciting, it's just more dangerous. There's more hobs, there's more Pawnee, there's more of everyone there, but it's still just the same thing, just a little bit more and more dangerous. So he signs up, heads down to Nagrod. Down in Nagrod, in the Organic Forest, that's very, very dangerous. And in fact, one of the places that you head out is in the Organic Forest. There is a large trail that has become a permanent fixture in the superpositioning of the stuff in the Organic Forest. Now, when things are not dark and not corrupting, but they're still weird, off, and dangerous, they are Ajak. And if stuff is just regularly Ajak, then you're pretty safe if you're there. It's like being in Yellowstone. As long as you stay on the paths and stay where you're told to go, you're gonna be pretty safe. Things can happen, but generally you're gonna be safe. And the entire Organic Forest is Ajak, which is of course where Nagrod is. Because when you go out there, you can find literally anything. People make their fortunes going out just once into the Organic, finding just the right thing at the right time, making it back alive, and they don't have to work anymore. So there's a lot of people trying to get out there. The next level up of Ajak is Ajak Ankar. Ajak Ankar, that's, you're rolling the dice, but you're probably going to be fine if you keep your eyes open, your hands on your swords, and, well, you roll the dice just right. You should be okay. And so people go out looking for Ajak Ankar materials. And then there's Ajak Nargai. And that's basically, abandon all hope, ye who enter here. If you looked upon it as rescue mission types, if you needed a rescue mission and just regular Ajak stuff, it'd be easy. That's where they get people together and they just have the community go out and look for you. If you're in Ajak Ankar, that's when the type of thing, where they're sending out helicopters and people to try and rescue you. If you're going into an Ajak Nargai area, they just send you a message back on your radio saying, good luck. If you make it back, thumbs up. They're not going to come in and get you because it's way too dangerous. So, of course, the people that use the trail call it the Nargai Trail because Ajak Nargai, which is making light of it as people do, which irritates the more stick in the mud or Connie because they don't like that. They're very humorless. Well, you can see them as humorless, uptight, stick up their backsides type, and that's true, they are, but there's reasons for it. But it offends them that there are those that take this subject so lightly, they call it that, but they're going to have to get used to that because the Goya are just us, and we as a species have taken, sarcasm and irony to art form level. And that's something that the Orkani are going to have to get used to. Yay! So, yeah, Damthril heads up and goes down to Nagrod and ends up with an adventure group of a young couple, Damthril, and then this other person that I haven't given a name to because the first time they go out, as they are all around their campfire, something comes out of the bushes so fast, all they can really see and remember is claws, teeth, grab, that guy's gone. Unfortunately, it's not quiet because the tearing sounds start, followed quickly by wet tearing sounds and cracking sounds, wet cracking sounds. And they run because the guy is screaming in agony and terror. And when they're running, when they finally stop hearing the guy, it's not because he finally died. No, he was still screaming when it faded away in the distance. And that young couple went back up and out of Nagrad, and they went to much, much more less exciting and less dangerous areas, like back to Tawathik. Now, the young Danthril was shocked and horrified, but he stuck with things, got another group, and that's when Connor showed up, and then into the group. And part of making sure you're compatible with a group is you hang around with each of the other party members for a week. Individually. You spend the day with them, and then you spend the evening with them, and make sure you're compatible. You spend the night with them. And after you do all this, you're part of the group. And this is not a weird thing for everybody, every group, everyone does this. It is a standard thing because they don't have the hang-ups we do, and they have a lot of hang-ups we don't. But just like with the economy and the settlements of stuff, are they really in a sort of fantasy medieval type setting? No, not even a little bit. They did not have any of the world that we have growing up. They didn't evolve in the same sort of areas. They didn't have the social, political, economic, environmental pressures that we did. They have formed into new groups, new societies, and new ways. But unlike the author M.A.R. Barker, who did the World of Tecomail stuff, which was a vast empire of role-playing material that was set like 90,000 years in the future, where he had to redesign everything, and he spent his life doing so. I am more than happy to say this is the metaphorical interface. What's really happening is different. But I don't want to spend the time, nor would I ask myself or others to try and absorb an entire, completely, everything is different new world. So, metaphorical interface. Do they live in medieval fantasy, settlements, like I've said, with Tawathik and Nagrad? No. But I wouldn't be able to tell stories that way either. So, for metaphorical story purposes, yeah, they do. And they gather up and they go out and they adventure and do stuff. So, thumbs up on that. And that's everything is so loud here. I wear earplugs at night, and I'm going to talk about the loud insect that was here last night. I hear everything. I don't know if you heard that, but there was a loud click that came from like my refrigerator. I hear that stuff all night. I have earplugs that I put in my ears, and those wake me up because I hear it. Last night, there was, good God, the insect, a cricket. There was a cricket in my wall, in my corner of the wall next to my door. When you were inside the apartment here, it was loud because the cricket was in the wall. But the cricket was in the wall, it wasn't in here, so there was nothing I could do about it. And if you went outside, it was loud. But the cricket was in the wall. So it was really loud in here and really loud outside, and there was nothing I could do about it. Except put in earplugs to sleep and then hope it stopped. My hearing is way too good for my age. Now, this ear does not hear as well. I was coming back from Walmart this morning, and I decided to check things. I would walk, and I heard the cricket out in the field. It was like 100 and some odd feet away. I could hear it pretty good. Really sharp, bright sound. Turned around, and I had more difficulty hearing it. Wasn't bright, wasn't sharp, and wasn't quite as loud. So yeah, I do have a hearing difference. Now, I still hear great out of this one, and in fact, up until the point that I had done that, I hadn't really realized that I had that much of a difference. So what an impression it made, huh? So, yeah. But it was loud. And yeah, to sleep, I have to put in earplugs. And even when I put in earplugs, it cuts out high frequency noise, low frequency noise. And even in here, in this room with earplugs in, I can hear outside, 2 buildings away, people walking on the sidewalk and talking in normal tones. Not that I can hear their conversation and follow it along. I can just go, oh, there's voices out there. Great. So, yeah. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, if you have watched this far, if you could type skin solutions into the comments to let the YouTube algorithm and myself know that people watched the video. He said, asking for blatant farming engagement. Blatant engagement farming. God, I got all the words there just in the wrong order. Love that. If you are a patron, thumbs up, thank you. It is appreciated to no end. Taking me from a badly hurting monkey to a not so badly hurting monkey. Thank you so very, very much. It is appreciated to not being hosed on the regular anymore. Oh, thank you. It is appreciated to no end. You are beautiful and awesome people. And for everybody that leaves me a comment, thumbs up and thank you for that as well. I would answer more, but I answer as many comments as I can. Not as many as I would like, but as many as I can with my nerve compression issues going on right now. So thank you very, very much. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. I'm going to edit, render, upload, take care of myself, and do what I can. I would like you to do the same, but if you can't, please do not beat yourself up for not being able to do what you would like. It's not going to help you get it done better next time. Be nice to yourself. That actually helps. So, oh yeah, that reminded me, going back like that, my chair has a push right just underneath that thoracic vertebrae joint, where your lumbar becomes your thoracic, where your ribs are. Of late, if I lean way back, way back to the point that it actually hurts, it actually feels good. I don't know why arching my back like that to the point of almost pain also feels so good. Till we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Thumbs up. Yay. I've talked forever again. Hopefully at least 1 or 2 people have watched. I'll do it anyway. I'll do it again.